Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Farming Simulator 17 mod spotlight. Today we're going to have a look at the Merlo from the ARM team. The new one that came out fairly recently, the update. 90,000 to buy, claims 140 horsepower, I want to test that. Now they have claimed that they've done... Why would you want this in any colour other than green? You can get Nokians on it, it's kind of cool. Cleaner tinted windows, and let's get it with a safety frame. So 91,500 for all that kind of nonsense. And it looks ridiculous. Let's get one that's more sane. So yeah, I'm using creator tools for money reasons. The tinted windows are a bit too tinted. I get the idea behind it, but I think it's gone a bit over the top. Now, they did say they did some texture tweaking to this, so here's the joy of creator tools, I can check. That's all just drawn on, including the really blocky, horrible looking bits by the looks of it. Either that, or... No, that's actually modelled in. These three bits here, and possibly this bit up... No, that's not modelled in. But they've put an ad strip over the top of it, so it looks like it's fake. That's modelled on, but the gloss makes it look fake as well. Like, there's some nice bits to the model, but it's kind of falling into the same trap as the Merlo did originally, the one that I never really looked at, and you can kind of see part of the problem here. Is that is really very blocky, it's just an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's a decagon, I apologize. It was very blocky and there's no real rounding to it. Again, there on the mirror, you can see this, the rounded edges are actually coming to a point there as well. Although for some reason the bar is actually very well rounded and smooth shaded. I did hear something about the door handle looks silly, and everything's just kind of painted on top, and you can see the sheen is a bit over the top on it as well. I think they've put the wrong cube map on or something, because that is just hilariously luminous. And why do I have no sound? Why do I have no... Oh. I forgot something. Somebody forgot to enable their sound drivers. So it sounds okay. It sounds like a tractor. Really. The in-cab I need to tab out real quick, so I'm just going to leave this recording running. I'll be back in a second. The in-cab is okay. I mean, it's not great. Some of the textures do still need a lot of work, like the seat, which I don't know if you can get. You can probably get higher resolution than 6 pixels. Yeah, some of it's okay. Some of it's really kind of questionable. The modeling still needs, honestly, I think a lot of work. Now, this being a Merlot, the boom can go out to a silly proportion, which if I bring in one of the in-game ones, we'll grab actually all the in-game ones just for reference points here. The Manitou, the Lee pair, and the JCB, which is going to be the shortest of the lot. I can tell you that now. But if we grab these, and we line them all up side by side at roughly the same angle, you'll see that the Manitou boom is really quite long. I'm just trying to line up the actual ends of the boom there. There we go. The Manitou boom is very, very long indeed. Or not the Manitou, the Merlot boom. It might be matched by the Lee pair actually. May well be matched by the Lee pair here. Hang on. No, the Lee pair, like the Lee pair, I think is the longest in-game boom, and that's kind of made to look short by the the Merlot. So, I mean, it's really good for if you've got a lot of bale stacking to do. And even the Manitou here, you can see that the boom doesn't quite match up in terms of height. I mean, if I come up here, you can see the Manitou's close, but not as high. Or, yeah, with the same angle, it doesn't get quite as high. And I think if I bring these up to maximum, I think the Merlot really stands out. The Manitou can actually go up quite high. But yeah, the Merlot can get just that small bit extra angle, and I think that these are the two tallest. And yeah, the Merlot, you can see, just gets that small bit of extra height. Just the tiniest little bit that might make the difference between you putting a bale on top of this nonsense or not. But why you'd need something this big is kind of a different question. The lead pair might come close. That's the JCB. You can see, that's the most the JCB can do. It's quite short, so it's going to be kind of more for yard work. And the lead pair, yeah, it comes out very short against the Manitou and the Merlot. So I mean, it does have a purpose, it does have a use, but the tinted windows and the crash structure, the tinted windows don't even make a difference when you're inside. That's kind of lazy in a way, because you'd expect the windows to be darker. Like just from the tinting. The crash structure I do kind of like, but the tinting is just kind of silly. Let's get this with the different colours as well. Let's just see how it looks in the different colours. So black, orange, and white. And I'm going to bet that the green actually looks the best. I am wrong. It actually, yeah, it looks best in black. That looks pretty mean in black, actually. So if I were to keep this, which, spoiler, I won't. It's not MR ready, and I really like MR too much. If I were to get this, yeah, I'd probably get it in black, because that looks pretty mean, and do away with the window tinting, because it looks silly in the crash structure. I can understand why you'd have it. If you're using this for forestry, you might want it. But if you get this thing in black, you got a pretty mean looking loader. Overall, would I recommend you get this mod? If you want a telehandler that's probably about, what, half a meter, if less, if not even that, taller than the Manitou, which realistically even the Manitou stretches a lot longer than you'd ever need this thing to go. If you want a loader that's ever so slightly taller and roughly the same length, maybe a bit shorter than the Manitou, definitely a bit taller actually there in terms of cab. But if you want something that's a bit different, and maybe you do, yeah, then download the Merlot. Would I download it other than to do this video? Probably not. Yeah, actually, I've just realized I want to check. I'll use the orange one because it's going to be easiest. I want to check if it'll attach to all the equipment that's in game. So, shovel, buy, okay, yes. Actually, if I just attach it to the shovel, that'll be good enough, because that'll give me an idea of whether it uses the default telehandler attacher or if it uses some weird wonky one, which it looks like it just uses the default attacher. Also, I've just noticed that when you recolor it, everything recolors. And yeah, it does use just the default telehandler attacher, but there is, there is a bit of latency there, you can see. You can see the arm is moving before the shovel. Now, does that happen with... I'm going to use the JCB now, just as a default in-game example, because this is the shortest and most, I think, most maneuverable of the lot. Because I'm trying to hold this up against the in-game stuff, because I always feel like mods should... Yeah, there is a bit of latency there as well, I can see. But the JCB moves so slowly that it's difficult to see it. But you can definitely see there is... Like, if you keep an eye on... that pin there where it just attaches at the top, you can see the pins moving before the bucket is. So there is a bit of latency in game. It's just the Merlo unfortunately amplifies it, so I'm not going to hold that against it. But would I use that over one of the in-game loaders? One of the in-game telehandlers? Probably not, especially seeing it seems like parts of the Merlo don't actually have collisions. And one final thing that I almost forgot. This thing was claiming 140 horsepower, was it? 140 horsepower. Let's go, vehicle toggle debug rendering. Let's see how much horsepower this thing really has. And it has 120. So it's actually running low on horsepower. So maybe this thing actually is a bit underpowered. Or maybe intentionally underpowered to simulate it being old, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but it is definitely a bit odd that it would be less than the claimed horsepower. Usually modders, traditionally at least, go over the claimed horsepower. Is it something to do with the colour? No, it is just underpowered. That's interesting. That's definitely different. But that is going to do it for me. Merlo's it's a nice mod. It's definitely very nice. Would I use it myself for general purpose? No. Honestly, I like the Manitou. I like the JCB. I actually really like the JCB, as silly as it is. And as much as I think everybody would like to get a load all into the game, I think the JCB kind of covers a nice little kind of smaller side of things. And if you really want a small loader, you can just get the little Kramer loader. So I don't see where the I don't see where the Merlo would be very useful, in all honesty. It just doesn't feel like there's no gap that it's filling. Yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's just kind of a quick one. I want to test something out on my end and see how you guys like the mod spotlights again. But until next time, stay safe and goodbye.